Our government is flawed. Society is running down the tubes. New York Times recently came out with a study that said unemployment rate is at the highest it's been in 16 years, a whopping 7.2%. Illegal immigration is at an all-time high. Half the country is in an upheaval, wanting those jobs given to illegal immigrants to be given to citizens to try to help this unemployment rate. And to top that all off, we have an unstable government that's only supported by half the country. America is closest to crumbling than it's ever been. The only solution is to demolish our current government and establish a utopian society. Unfortunately, this is impossible due to mankind's inherent evil. But perhaps I should tell you what a utopian society is before I obliterate all hopes of ever achieving one. A utopia is a philosophical ideal for a political movement. Thomas More coined the phrase utopia with his book Utopia, which describes a fictional island with a perfect governmental system. In the book, More's character meets Raphael Hythloday, who is a philosopher and traveler. Hythloday explains to More, and among other people, about a nation he came across in his travels that is based on rational thought, that has no communal property, meaning no private property, great productivity, no love of gold, so no greed, no class distinctions, no poverty, little crime and immoral act, religious tolerance, and little inclination to war. Now, this idea, this perfect government, has been around long before More put it into words. Christopher Columbus was rumored to found a utopia in the New World, because this beautiful new land that he found mirrored some of the old-time stories, such as Avalon, Atlantis, the Fountain of Youth, Earthly Paradise, St. Brendan's Isle, Antilla, Prester John's Kingdom, the Isle of Hespera, among others. Now this idea, since it's been around so long because it's a fantastic idea, I mean, who doesn't want a perfect government system? Well, here's where human nature gets involved. Is human nature good or evil? Well, let's start out with the idea that human nature is good. This doctrine is based on the idea that it is the disfigured world that disfigures the purity of a child. Meaning, you start out good, and you become influenced by society to become evil. Well, this kind of raises the question of who is the first one to become evil. If everyone comes out pure and innocent and gets influenced by society, well, who was the first corrupter before there was a society? This leads us to human nature being inherently evil. Steve Mizrak, a psychologist, said, "You come out screaming for selfish reasons." This pretty much means when you come out of the womb, you come out screaming. And if you aren't, well, you get smacked until you start screaming. And you come out screaming because you're cold, you're hungry, you're vulnerable, you just don't like it. And that basically shows that you come out selfish and you stay that way. I mean, when was the last time you saw a 2-year-old pay the bills? It just doesn't happen. You don't have to teach a kid to hit and scream, but you have to teach a kid to share. So, human nature is inherently evil. What's the big deal? Well, human nature prohibits a utopia from existing. Mankind's natural thirst for power obliterates the idea of having no leader. Because if you even the playing field, one will always rise to the top. There will always be natural followers to boost that person, because people desire to have a leader. So you have one person who thirsts for that power and will step up, and you have the rest of them who will support that person until they don't like it anymore, and then they'll get rid of him and someone else will step up. A system without a ruler is not possible. Because if you have everyone following their own rules in their own little life, each other's rules will start to clash with each other, and then you just get chaos. An unbridled human nature causes an unestablished order to crumble. An even playing field will not survive. So the idea of a utopian society is a fantastic idea, but because of human nature being inherently evil, it's just not possible. It's worthy of dreams, but it's unattainable. Any questions?